Granddad Jackson, that's G.F. Jackson, come out from Iowa, and I think he, if I have it right, he was out here a while, and then went back, and he sacked up his family, and they come out with, let's see, I forget how the transportation was. Oh, they come out on the first railroad, that's how it was, to San Francisco. And there they unloaded their dunnage. That's their suitcases and trunks and bundles. And got on a boat at San Francisco and come up to Portland, Oregon. There, Granddad purchased wagons, and a couple of wagons and some horses, pull the wagons. And they come up the river, not on any kind of facilities that there is now. They had to just follow the course of least resistance. And they come up in through Walla Walla, and Dad recalled and there was a flock of crows went across over above them, and Granddad would mock those crows. And they, of course, would have to camp wherever they had to, on the way up. And they landed finally up in Dry Hollow country. That's where a ranch where Albert Jackson was for so long. And then Granddad was great to acquire land. In those days, they could homestead land. Well, of course, he homesteaded all he could, and Dad did, and Charlie did, and everybody did. And that wasn't coming fast enough, so Granddad would hire fellas to file on a piece of property that was homestead land, and he could keep them. They could just live on there so long, and then he could legally buy them out, and maybe move them on to another section, or however he saw fit to handle it. That's the way he acquired so much land, that he at one time had control of all the land where the R.A. Jackson estate is, and from there clear through the Snake River. Well, it went along, and finally he thought he had too much. He was going to, told Dad he was going to sell part of it. And Dad begged him not to. Oh, no, don't do that. We can keep it, we can take care of it. And but Granddad thought it was best. So he sold this to supposedly to Ben Dickerson. And Ben Dickerson either deeded it over to Uncle Dick, that would be Ralph and Bob and Laura and their father. So that left Granddad then with what lay between Pataha and Snake River. And he stayed, he had sheep, and he had the wool and some of the yearlings to sell, and kept building up a strain of breeding ewes that were later quite an attraction to all the wool buyers and the people who were dealt in that sort of stuff. And Albert Jackson then had the Dry Hollow Ranch. And there was I don't know, I couldn't say just how many acres it was. I've heard, but I can't remember. There's one bundle, I guess 13,000 acres is the portion that he sold, supposedly sold to Ben Dickerson. And but Uncle Dick, he moved in and made his home there and raised a big family, so on. And some of them, unfortunately, they're living it. And oh, there's a lot of stories and things and occasions that you tell about, but I can't think of all of them at one time.
Uncle Dale, tell us something about your sheep herding days. Tell us something about that.
Who's sheep herding days?
Oh, I don't know, when you used to herd sheep.
Well,
tell us a story. Tell us a bear story.
A bear story.
How was sheep raised in those
Here's the
days?
bear story.
Oh, he
right?
loves to tell bear. I didn't have a bear story. I love a little bear story.
Oh, let's see. Bears.
How'd you guys have to herd them? I mean, how many people do you usually use to herd, say, a flock of sheep?
Oh, well, one man can herd, I've heard as many as 2,400 head of ewes
With a lot of good stuff.
without any lambs, before the lambs are come. And well, when the lambing starts, then they're put out in bunches of 15 and 25 and so on until they get on their feet real good, you know. And then they're marked, marking them. They put the ear mark in and cut their tails off, and then they just keep building it up. They get about 1,200 head of ewes with the lambs, and then they keep on lambing till they quit having lambs, and that makes up the other band. All right, now there you got 2 bands of sheep on your hands. But that isn't all. You've got the weather end, that's the male end of the lambs. They're always sold, and the ewe lambs are put in with the present ewe and lamb band. And then later on, when they put them together in the fall, if grazing conditions are favorable, they would herd the ewe band all in one, and the yearlings off to themselves. Got another man for that. And I don't know, I could tell you stories from Hell's Breakfast on that, but
Just one bear
you can't
story.
just remember everything at one time.
Can't remember any bear stories?
Bear?
Yeah.
Oh,
Tell us that time you wrestled that bear down.
no.
No, you
That's
told
a
me bear story one time. I can't remember.
Well, let's see.
Mother bear in a cup.
Oh, yeah, that, there's I was tending camp then in the summertime. We had a bad lambing year the year before, and so we had one dry band, that's a bunch of ewes without any lambs, and the yearlings. And when I was on my way over toward this camp, you got to go, see how your herders are getting along, see what they need in the way of food and so on, you know, check them out, maybe get them a supply of water. And I could see him, you know, he's a good quarter of a mile ahead of me there. And he come into camp, I guess to get a drink of water or something, and he started back to go out to where the sheep were, and he turned around and come back into camp right away, and picked up a 30-30 carbine. And this time, he hadn't noticed me yet. I'm still walking towards him. About the time he started going into the timber down into where the sheep were, why, I hollered at him, and we talked a little bit, and I says, well, how's everything doing? How's the feed? Oh, there's plenty of feed. The sheep's doing good, plenty of green feed. And the dog, he only had one dog, needed anyway. Got the run down in there, and then you could hear some funny little sounds, you know, that you don't hear every day. I looked up, and there's a couple of cub bears going up this tree. And I shot one of them out with a 6-shooter, and the other guy and the herder shot the other one out. And they come down. Now I said, we better be careful around here. I says, cubs may have some parents around here someplace, and they get a little raunchy if they get good monkey with them. Oh, he was a funny talker. Oh, there ain't no bear around here now. He's gone. He's gone. Ain't no bear around here now. And I said, kept looking around, you know, because I know they don't run away from their cubs like that. And pretty soon here she come in, and I says, here, look here, Harry, here she is right out here. Let her down, let her down. And he's got up. He couldn't talk. He was so scared he couldn't talk. I says, hey, let me see that thing. And the bear, instead of coming right up there to where we were, I guess was scared of us, and she run down in across the little stream there. And I got one shot at her, and I seen where she crossed a foot. There's a little full log about that big, handier to run across that than it was to wade the creek. And I followed the blood as long as she kept bleeding, and I hunted and hunted and hunted and hunted for that thing, and I couldn't find it. And so a few days later, I had time, I went back over there, and I found where she finally folded up, and of course there was nothing but a pile of hair and maggots in it then. But anyway, that put a stop to her career. Yeah, on the old Bowman place. Yeah, I come in, I wanted a drink of water, and I come in and I drank some cold water out of the spring there, and the sheep was kind of tagged up, you know, and they had their bellies full, they couldn't eat anymore, so they lay down and sleep it off. And I see that starting when I went down to camp to get my drink of water. So I lay just stretched out on the bed there for a little bit and took a magazine. And
there we go, we're on now.
You know, I was in hopes that Brother Dale would be a little better voice and he would sing something about the onions that they hang on the fence over there.
oh,
You like that fun? Yeah. People over there? Over there? People over here? You know, like, this is a nice little puppy. She's a nice little puppy. He belongs to Mary Ann. And the one nice thing about this puppy, you never have to feed him. You never have to feed this little puppy. You want to come around and get the picture taken? Yeah, over there.
I'm not very good with voice.
Go ahead.
But I could sing you about a verse of that
I didn't
onion
know.
song.
Okay,
Let's
sing
have a
it.
verse of that.
Dick's coming out.
I like that.
You want it now?
You get
Yeah.
it. Let's go.
Oh, the onions are immense over there.
Over there.
Oh, the onions are immense over there.
Over there.
Sing.
Oh, the onions are so immense that they stack them on the fence, and the smell is very dense over there.
I remember little singing that one. I would have just old enough to remember. That would be, I got a good memory. I must have been about a year old. You like all these people?
You did?
All these people.
Yeah, flood like that. Flood like that. I don't have anything long, but when it's over, you got it.
Nice little puppy.
Let him talk to Meg.
He likes Meg.
Flood like that was on.
He likes you. You like that? Yeah. Bite? Nice puppy. You sleepy? Go night, night.
You missed your call.
That's about the nicest toy I've had in many years.
I think everybody should have one of these. Yeah.
The dog getting jealous.
Come on, Shelley, come on, Shelley. Shelley.
I think everybody should have one of these machines that we're playing with here.
These
We didn't have one of
tapes
these
this
years
year
ago,
are gonna be
and I could
priceless.
Sit and look at pictures for hours and hours and hours on end. I like that rattlesnake story. Don't you like that rattlesnake story?
Yeah, it was a good
Well, just going to bed, I don't know.
And one good thing about Dale, that snake never gets any bigger. The first time you told a story, he was just as tall as you were. He
Yeah.
never gets any bigger.
No, well, they don't grow at
Not fish.
Only imagination.
This story.
Puppy over here? Did you see that little puppy over there?
No, it was tall, longer than I am tall.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's a.
That is a big huge.
And I know, I've seen that snake before, it's hanging around on these little trestle-like.
Don't like it, don't like that, do you?
Underneath it.
Yeah, they'd see it and they'd crawl in underneath there.
Stick up, Kelly. Stick
And,
Yeah. Shelley knows it isn't real.
He's got a yellow fizzy tip.
and I've been hearing tales about rattlesnake over on that bridge, just a little culvert-like thing.
where you get them, Mary Ann.
And I kill the average show on the day,
Yeah, her
sometimes
name's
more.
Marilyn Johnson, she lives on Grant Street.
But
Her husband's name's Rod.
that big one probably wanted to explore around a little more and crawl up there.
He's afraid.
Afraid. Well, tomorrow we'll continue this in the Toucan.
Hey.